Today we're diving into a topic I'm incredibly passionate about, healing the nervous system, which is now becoming mainstream, and it holds immense potential for overcoming past trauma. And I'm excited to share why. There are three key reasons why this matters and why I'm thrilled to be exploring this with you. Our nervous system is responsible for how we respond to stress and trauma, and if it becomes dysregulated, it can lead to a whole variety of physical and emotional symptoms. And so in this video, we're going to discuss the science behind the nervous system, the impact of trauma on the nervous system, and practical tips for healing and regulating your nervous system. Whether you're dealing with past trauma or just looking to improve your overall emotional well-being, I'm telling you this in advance. This video is a must-watch for you. Without understanding what trauma is and how we all have it from our past and how it impacts your nervous system, you can't acknowledge the reality of what's going on in your mind and your body and how and why you need to repair it. But by the end of this video, you're going to have a very clear idea of what it is and what to do, and why all this nervous system repair is going to improve your life for the better. Now, for the second reason why I wanted to talk about this topic is because trauma, that's a very heavy topic, but by addressing it and unmasking what it's doing, it doesn't have to be so daunting. Because when you learn how to repair your nervous system, oh wow, it's so powerful. It's going to expand your capacity to feel joy, happiness, and it's going to allow you to have more love in your life. That's exactly what happened to me. It's exactly what happened to my wife, and it's happening with so many people around the world who are applying these simple tools that you're about to learn today. The third reason why you and I are talking about this idea of repairing your nervous system is because it's one of those topics that creates a whole new paradigm shift in the way that you approach your life from this moment forward. It's just not going to be the same. And that's why I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely honored that you're here so I can pass this on to you. You might be asking, you might be wondering, why is it so crucial? Why is it so important? Well, let me give you another three reasons. Three's my lucky number today, I guess. I'm going to give you three reasons why understanding and addressing this is a game changer. Firstly, there's a lot of confusion and misinformation out there about trauma, especially with the rise of bite-sized social media content that's all over the place. And while some of it's really good, but the oversimplification can be overwhelming and leave you unsure about what trauma really is and how to go about dealing with it in a way that it can actually help you move forward with your life. Secondly, the process of healing your nervous system doesn't have to be overwhelming. And in fact, the way I do it with my clients, it has safety measures in place to ensure that the clients don't go into such overwhelm, if that's even a word, overwhelm. It makes sense in a way that they can cope with it and deal with it. And the great news is that when you repair the nervous system, it expands your capacity for joy, happiness, love, and so much more. And because as your capacity expands, it also means that the regular stresses of life that previously overwhelmed you won't anymore. That's because you've done the hard work to clean up some of the old prior subconscious stresses in your life. And now that you've cleaned it up, you're going to have more room or capacity to manage the other regular daily stresses of life better than what you did previously because you've done the work of cleaning up the nervous system. So now it's stronger and you're more resilient than ever to move forward and deal with what is happening now in your life with greater confidence and capacity. That's exactly what happened to me, and it's happened to lots of people around the world who are applying these simple tools that you're going to learn. You're just going to be living life at a higher and more confident level, since once you've released some of that old baggage that's been weighing your nervous system down, it's just going to be a freeing experience for you. And lastly, Understanding and addressing the nervous system dysregulation creates a paradigm shift in how you approach your overall life moving forward. It's powerful. So get ready to embark on a journey that could change your life forever. Okay, so I want to start by breaking down what trauma really is. Trauma is a reoccurring emotional reaction imprinted in your body due to a perceived stressful event. Let me say that again just so you can get it. Trauma is a recurring emotional reaction imprinted in your body due to a perceived stressful event. So it's not about the event so much as it is more about how your mind and thought interpret the event, which then gets imprinted in the body. And this is why somatic healing is so powerful when it comes to helping people fully digest and process unprocessed feelings in the body, which then in turn helps the victim of the trauma have a new cognitive perspective on the same previous traumatic experience. But that can only come once they've safely revisited the trauma in a safe, non-confrontational way with safety measures that we put in place. And we need to bear in mind that what's stressful for one person isn't going to be necessarily stressful for another. Here's a very innocent example. Let's look at these two babies. So this first one sees its shadow and it's absolutely petrified. Now you've got the second baby, it also sees a shadow. Happy as Larry. No worries, no problems. Now I'm not saying the first one will have trauma from it, but depending on their unique personality and how they interpret the situation, they might, from that incident, potentially create a lasting imprint in their body, to the point that when they see shadows in the future, they could get frightened and scared, and they get triggered from seeing their shadow later on in life, which is a result coming from their initial experience that they had as a baby with innocent shadows out of all things coming into their life. Seems innocent, but innocent things that are innocent to you and me are not so innocent and simple to other people. It's all very elusive because they don't cognitively as children make the correlation between their past experience and the pattern that we're now experiencing today, which reawakens the trauma from the past. Bottom line is everyone's different in their unique interpretations of life, which will be the determining factor if some sort of unfavorable impression will get etched into their mind and body. We've all lived through traumatic situations, whether it's a one-time incident or ongoing experiences like discrimination, poverty, or emotional neglect. These experiences all can get imprinted into our nervous systems and our bodies, and then they remember them, even if our conscious mind doesn't remember them. The signs of past trauma could be triggering your nervous system, including feeling on edge, having trouble managing emotions, feeling overwhelmed, snapping at people easily, or just shutting down when something controversial happens, or having difficulty focusing or making decisions. If any of these resonate with you, it could be a sign that your nervous system needs some work. To understand the nervous system repair better, let's use a metaphor. I want you to think of the nervous system as the wiring in your home. When the wiring works properly, it's magic. You just flip the switch and voila, the lights come on. You're in control. Everything's running smoothly. Trauma, however, is like a nick in the wiring. It's like a mouse came along and chewed through the wire, causing the lights to blink or even go out. Sometimes it's like a circuit breaker that gets overwhelmed and it flips off, leaving you in the dark. The good news is that you've got the power to find these breaks and repair the wiring, so to speak. And when you fix the wiring in your nervous system, the energy inside you just flows freely and you experience steadiness, brightness, and reliability. Imagine feeling relaxed and at peace, able to let that love in. That's what the nervous system repair can do for you. And the secret sauce, which is your secret weapon to achieve this inner peace, lies in, drumroll, your vagus nerve. Now let's talk about this secret weapon, which you're going to learn to start to use repairing your nervous system. The vagus nerve is truly incredible, and I was truly amazed when I learned about it, because I now understand how important it is to know and understand in order to get some equilibrium back into my life. This incredible nerve runs from the seat or your trunk all the way through your body, connecting to every major organ and reaching the top of your head. It's not in your arms and legs, but it extends all the way from your trunk or your seat, through the abdomen, the pelvic region, up through the body's major organs like the stomach, the chest, the vocal cords, your heart, your neck, right up into your head and the back of your spine. And when you quote unquote tone or activate the vagus nerve, you can, so to speak, flip the switch between what we call the sympathetic system or fight and flight. That's where you're getting all activated and worked up, and your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the part where you rest and digest and you're in a more calmer state. There's a lot more to learn about this, but not for this time around. We could go into this a lot deeper, but that's for another video. The key is to calm down your mind and body when you get triggered and overwhelmed. And there are several free, easy ways that I'm going to show you right now to tone your vagus nerve, to calm you down. Number one is humming or singing. When you engage your vocal cords, you actually activate the vagus nerve and it calms you down. Have you ever sat in the car where you're just singing or humming and you almost go into a different world when you're listening to that favorite song of yours? It actually calms you down. Another beautiful one that I love using, which I do with my clients, is hand on heart technique. So you place both hands on the heart or chest, you take a few deep breaths and you repeat it a few times, and you might want to say some sort of affirmation while you're going through it. It could be something like, I'm okay, I'm safe, and I'm important, and I count. Let's do that now, just taking a deep breath and breathe out. I'm okay, I'm loved, I'm safe, and by the mere fact that I exist, I count. And you can do that one more time. Breathe in and out very slowly. You're aware of your chest, you're aware of your heart. I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm loved, and by the mere fact that I exist, I count. You can open up your eyes and just see if there was a slight difference between before you did this and now afterwards. It can be really impactful when you're getting worked up. So try that. And another one which can be pretty hard is cold exposure. If you've ever heard of Wim Hof, where you take these cold baths or showers. I stick with the showers. Or you could just go in for 30 seconds at the end of your shower, just turn the hot water off and let the cold water come on you. And that can be quite challenging. I know I'm not in love with it. It's not easy, but you sort of try to stay calm while the water's pouring over you. And once you're out after that 30 seconds of that cold exposure, or you might even have a shower for 2 minutes with cold water, it really gets you to learn to sort of control your own reactions and really affects the vagus nerve. And when you get out, you feel absolutely alive and fantastic if you survive that cold shower or bath. I stick with the showers. And another one is moderate exercise like brisk walking, cycling, or light weightlifting. They can all increase the heart rate variability and vagus nerve activity. So when you do exercise and you've had a workout, again, you've got to feel really great afterwards. Those are some of the techniques you can use to calm yourself down and thereby access your inner power and remain grounded even in challenging situations. It's not so much about whatever you choose, but rather the rewiring of your nervous system to respond differently after any of those activities. So whatever action you take from the above that I've given you, and you'll likely react differently to each one of them, or you might react the same. The main thing is you take some or all of them and you practice them and do them at times where you notice that you're getting triggered. Now, I know you can't jump in a shower when you get triggered, but you can certainly put your hand on your heart, or even if you have to just go to the bathroom for a minute because you're getting worked up, and just sit there and try and do that for a couple of minutes. Now I want to give you some other practical tips. You can start your nervous system journey as well to calm yourself down. Number one is audit your day. Keep a notebook and jot down your experiences of surged emotion or when you get triggered. Become curious about when those moments occurred and don't be judgmental of them. Just look at it in innocent curiosity when this happened. And you might be able to sort of learn something from it of when you're getting triggered. Another one is journaling, which I love to do. And some of the journaling prompts that you might want to ask yourself is, how can I make this easy? Or how can I make today more peaceful? These are prompts that'll cue your mind and body to prioritize safety and calm. And then you can look at them afterwards and see, well, how can I make life easier? And what did you write down? Write down whatever first comes to mind. And then you can examine it afterwards. And it gives you real clarity and calmness of mind. Journaling is just amazing. And, you just write it out. And even if you never read it, it can have such great effects on giving you that clarity that you want for your life and your day and future planning and looking at situations that are difficult. And a third one that you could do is where you explore the past. When you notice a trigger, ask yourself, when else have I felt like this? Or who else have I felt like this around? You might uncover patterns leading to past experiences. But remember, you don't need to necessarily need to know the exact origin of the trauma to start repairing your nervous system. The main thing is to become aware of your body's responses and start taking steps to regulating them by implementing some of the tools that I've given you over here. And if you just want to go back and re-listen to them again, that would be great, because if you re-watch the whole video or part of it, it's really going to help you remember and implement and understand your own inner workings with the strategies that I've given you here. If you're seeking happiness, peace, and the ability to access your full potential, please take care of your nervous system. Take it seriously. Investigate the vagus nerve further, and you might want to explore other therapeutic modalities focused on nervous system regulation. And while you're at it, teach these tools to your kids too, because they're definitely experiencing situations where they get triggered and their nervous system gets uptight and turned upside down daily. And when you locate and activate your own inner power source, you'll discover a whole new world waiting for you, filled with joy, presence, and a capacity for love and happiness you never knew existed. So please share them with your loved ones as well, because when you get regulated, they're going to model you and do it as well. And when you teach them, it just takes it to another level for yourself, because when you give something over to somebody else, you become even more refined in what you're teaching and you're lifting them up as well. And while we're talking about sharing and helping our loved ones, please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe and share this video with others to get the message out to more people so they can learn to flip the switch on their own nervous system as well and have more peace and meaning in their life. I want you to remember that the journey to healing the nervous system is so profound, but the rewards are even life-changing as well. So let's all flip the switch together and experience the magic of a regulated, empowered, happier, loving life. You've got this. Now it's yours. So please use it. You know the saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So please use it. And if you want to take this work to the next level and receive personalized guidance, I invite you to book in a free introductory session with me at aarongross.com/book now, and I'll help you dive even deeper into repairing your nervous system and reaching your full potential. And before I let you go, I want you to know that by the mere fact that you exist, you count. You're loved and you're important and a piece of this divine journey we all call life.